Dave, what was her last name?
Miss Okoronkwo Udo is her first name. Yes, Judge, I'm here. Okoronkwo.
That was the last name or the first name?
Last name.
First name is
Oh, I see
Okoronkwo.
it. Udo.
Yes.
They have it backwards in the system. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, sir.
You speak English, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it looks like, ma'am, you are wanted out of the state of Jackson, Michigan for failure to pay child support.
I was shocked that I was shocked when I found out that they have the warrant, which if I knew, I would have done something to take care of it. So I was unaware that they had that.
Well, I gotta be remiss that they don't file child support warrants until it's just at the end of the line where they've told them over and over. They don't just willy-nilly file child support
It was being
warrants.
taken out from my pay stub. All of a sudden it stopped. I went to my employer to find out why it wasn't taken. They said it wasn't them that stopped it. So I assumed that they stopped it themselves. So I had that's why I was clueless about it.
And that was my thought process too, Judge. She was getting it garnished. So it's stopping out of the blue. She didn't really know why it stopped.
It doesn't stop out of the blue. There's gotta be, and
And she doesn't have the power to stop it either.
Regardless, we're not here to fight the underlying case. You're wanted for failure to pay child support, and I think that you have something else.
Well, part of it is the feasibility for her returning because and it's not irony, but in terms of how much she owes and her feasibility to return to cure the warrant in 2 weeks. I spoke with someone in their AG's office and the warrant's been issued out since 2020. The garnishment is correct and the last garnishment was in 2023, but because of the way the mechanism of garnishment works is that she was aware of the warrant at the time, and that's what they claim. But regardless, she is currently in arrears of $41,800. And so for whatever bond the court sets, right, the issue is the feasibility for her actually to return. Now, I'm not opposed to setting a bond, but obviously because of the date of the warrant, the fact that she didn't take care of it for 4 years, that does present an issue. And so with all that, I'm not sure that, I mean, because if it's just a setting up to fail, that doesn't help anybody, right? And so, like I said, I'm not opposed to a bond, but I'm just not sure the feasibility of.
Let me ask you this. Are they really going to come and spend $4,000 to come get her on a child support case regardless?
She sent a voicemail to me, and that's why I stepped out for a second, is she said they want her held at no bond, and they said they're going to come get her because of the sheer amount of the arrears.
Really?
41,000, apparently it's enough for, there's a voicemail right now that they just called my desk line, it goes to my email, still want her. So unless something changes from,
So what say you?
Well, Your Honor, it is child support. I mean, if it was something, I'm not sure how we know she knew about the garnishment and about the warrant itself. This is something that she was paying before it was being garnished. And if I don't believe she knew that she had a warrant out for her arrest. I'm not sure she knew. I don't know how Mr. Day is able
when you
to
owe around $41,000, I gotta imagine that that there's going to be an issue.
Well, yeah, and I don't have the paperwork, and that's why I just obviously if you want the paperwork from the AG's office, because I'm just getting that from their office is that she was aware. I don't have documentation like notices because they sent them out. They send them out for that, but I can get that if you want. If that's
Why are you here in Houston?
I live in Houston.
One of the main issues I guess I would also have if I set a bond, typically we set bonds that are on $500 to $7,500, but me setting a bond and you paying that bond because you're going to probably have to pony up 100% could go toward paying a substantial amount of that child support down. So are we,
And Your Honor,
how's that fair? Huh?
I'll go talk to her to see if it's something that she's able to make, which we spoke before, and she's not able to come up with $7,000. She works with the elderly. She's a sitter for the elderly, so she's a caretaker.
I mean, she may have a halo on top of her head and work for Jesus, but
no,
still owes $41,000.
No.
Kids.
Just I was telling her what she does for a living, not in terms of morality, but just what she does. She does make money, and that's not. I don't believe it's enough to pay a $7,000 bond. She did give me some contact information for her son. And so I just wanted to see if there was a bond that could be set, and if possible, if there's someone that can help her make it, because she does have a job, and her sitting in jail is not going to help her do anything, whether pay the bond or pay child support.
What say you?
I'll stand down and figure out what's feasible. Like I said, I'm not opposed to a bond. I just
All right,
obviously
I guess you guys see if there's something you guys can agree to, but I'm gonna tell you now that I'm not gonna continue to play this game.
I
You
was-
gotta pay, I mean, that money's for children. It's not, it's for kids. And kids need food, clothes, money to live. And when you have that kind of arrearages, I don't find it very fair when we set you a bond to get you out, but yet those kids don't get the money that should be going to them. How's that fair?
My daughter has been living with me since she was 13 years old, and I don't think they stopped maybe adding that to the child support. I've been taking care of her.
And you need to go back and tell them, hey, guys, she's
I
living
did
with me.
write them, and they didn't do anything about that.
So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna have you take it back. You guys see if there's something that you can agree to, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Judge. Mr. Day, I'm gonna call you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Carla.
Judge, I'm
And I
gonna
see,
Escobar, it's in motion right there on your desk. I didn't want to put,
Okay.
morning, Judge.
Hey, wow, you came down.
I did.
Wow.
Order in the court, please.
Pleasure to have you. All right.
Back again, Josh.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit more.
Guess who's back?
Yes, Judge. So I did
And-
speak with Mr. Coletti, which is Ms. Udo's son, and he is willing to post a bond, and we did come to an agreement. It being a child support case, Mr. Coletti has another sibling. Both of those children are Ms. Udo's kids. But it looks like what happened was they moved to be with Ms. Udo after their father had absconded. What she did not do was file a motion to modify. And when that doesn't happen, everything stays the same. So even
Well,
though
that's what I was trying to impart to her.
Yes.
Like, if you start living with one of the child that you're paying support, you need to let the court know so they can stop making you pay for support. And they make the other person pay for support.
And this did not happen. And so, I mean, I would assume, me being family law, most times, especially when a mother gets their kids, they're excited to have their kids. So they don't care about what the court has to say. They just keep living their lives. This is what happened. And so when the garnishment stopped, it stopped because the kids hit 18. So typically garnishment will not continue
right.
until
I
after
mean,
they
that
hit
makes sense.
18. And now the youngest, I believe, is 25. The oldest is 32, if I'm not mistaken, from what I spoke with Mr. Coletti.
26.
26, sorry. So that's kind of what has happened. And even the children are kind of worried about, they don't know what's going on, but they do know that it's something that happened in Michigan and they want to help her take care of it. So both of her children are well-to-do kids. She did a great job training them.
What does that mean, well-to-do?
As in, they both have really good jobs. And so they're willing and able to help mom out of the situation.
I guess more specifically, they're able to help pay the bond and secure transport back to Michigan, which was my concern. But I had a
Yes.
secondary concern.
I mean, I have a concern that she's trying to go to Nigeria.
That was my
He
secondary.
had the
concern.
same concern as well.
So I want to do the same thing I did with the Mexico yesterday,
Yeah.
is that I would move to have her surrender her passport to Melissa until she takes care of the warrant. And so that's what they're trying to figure out right now, is the son's trying to go to the belonging, right, the son?
Yes, the son is trying to go.
And I'll set her a bond if she surrenders the passport. So I know that she's not
I
gonna take a
will
flight.
surrender it.
So, I mean,
I won't argue against it
I
though.
don't know how late Melissa will be here.
Well, we can always roll it to tomorrow as well, It's
If-
already noon.
Well, they're
It
trying
is-
right
it
now,
is
that's what I
already
mean, is
noon.
like, as we speak, they're trying to figure out if they're able to get the passport.
The problem is, when she did get picked up, we don't know if HPD has the passports or if it's still in her belongings. So the son is going through her belongings to make sure it's still there.
How did Paria get the passport?
Oh, they went to the evidence room, because it depends on whether it's HPD or the sheriff's office that makes the arrest.
Aria had the same issue yesterday, and she was able to get the passport
Right.
from the evidence room. I
Okay,
don't know how, because I don't see a motion that was filed.
No,
for her to
you
get
know,
it.
And I don't know how they release to whomever.
Because usually you would need like a power of attorney, wouldn't you?
Your Honor, if it's actually held in our property, that it was on them, they were arrested, it's basically like a driver's license. The individual can actually sign a form, thumbprint it, and it releases all their property over to that family member.
There you go.
There you go.
So that, okay.
But once
I
you
didn't
get
know
it,
that.
I'll set a bond.
So you want the passport first and then set in the bond?
Yeah, if I set a bond now, she's gonna make the bond, she can, go. I have to first get the passport first, right? Because then if I set a bond now, there's no incentive for her to get the.
Okay, is there a
That's
way,
exactly what we did yesterday.
is there a way that we can find out if HPD has it?
I wouldn't, I mean, in terms of the property, I can call in, but I don't even. know what it's
Who's the
on.
arresting agency? That's what we need.
HPD.
But I don't know where, when, because I don't have the office report. When it's a fugitive case and there's no other corresponding criminal case, I don't know if it was, I don't know what area, I don't know where to call. I can start blindly
Do you know
calling, but I just-
Paria?
I'm sorry?
Oh, she's in Spain
Yeah,
now.
she's in Spain. I would be very hard pressed to believe that she's gonna respond to.
Perhaps Paria Rifi, send her an email. Maybe she'll reply. She's in Spain now. So she zoomed in yesterday and was able to somehow get the passport. And I was gonna suggest talking to her.
But I mean, we can, do you want me to hold off then? Do you wanna go tomorrow or do you want to hold off? and see?
If we do roll till tomorrow and we still, and we're able, are we able to set up on later on today, or do we have to wait till tomorrow? Give me
Depends on how long
give me
you're
about
here.
15 minutes. Let me call him. Is
Because
that
I'm-
okay, Judge?
I'm jetting within 45 minutes.
Okay,
I'm
10
down,
10 minutes.
I mean,
let me
I'm
call.
downstairs, so for me. it
I'll
doesn't
email
really-
you if
And I
anything.
can set a bond here up until what?
So for right now, I'll carry it over unless I hear something from you.
Got you.
else, and then I'll-
Sounds good. I'll call him in a second, see if he finds it.
We'll probably need a waiver withdrawal
And we
too.
have Mr.
Does
Thurman.
she, oh, that's if,
I got
yes,
copies.
I mean, I can do that now if you want. For the waiver withdrawal now, or if you want to wait until tomorrow. 'Cause she
Oh,
waived, so if she wants a bond set, regardless, she's gonna have to withdraw her waiver.
I got you.
So we can do it tomorrow at the same time as this passport surrender, because that's to be in person anyway. So-
I got you. Let's do it tomorrow. I'll be up here tomorrow.
And then she still has Thurman.
I still have Mr. Thurman. I was walking in when I,
Well, let me talk to them and then we'll bring Thurman up.
sounds good.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
Hey,
Mr. Can I talk to him?
Don't you want Carol Ramirez?